successful.
A historic meeting is taking place on the Caribbean island of Barbados. Delegates from the African Union, Europe, the Americas, and the Caribbean are discussing reparations for the descendants of victims of the transatlantic slave trade. Barbados' ambassador to the Caribbean community, or CARICOM, says the summit itself is indicative of the momentum the international reparations movement has gained in recent years.
We see reparations in terms of the right to development. The way we see reparations is, look, European countries develop themselves at the expense of the systematic underdevelopment of countries like Barbados and the Caribbean territories and the continent of Africa. And reparations is about acknowledging the criminality that underlay that and now taking concrete measures to help repair some of the damage that was done.
Just a few miles away from where diplomats and human rights advocates are looking to the future, the history and legacy of slavery is more present. This is Newton Plantation, one of the oldest sugarcane plantations on Barbados. It's also the final resting place for hundreds of enslaved persons.
All of this would be a sea of greenery.
How many enslaved people would have been working
About 200, which is quite a lot. One enslaved person to acre and a half.
All of it enforced by the whip.
By the whip, yes. The whip and sometimes the gun.
Historians like Trevor Marshall say Barbados, like other former slave societies, never recovered from the centuries of oppression, adding that the road to making things right begins with reparations.
Over the span of hundreds of years, some 500,000 people were enslaved in Barbados. Now, nearly 2 centuries after emancipation, this small Caribbean nation has become a leading voice for slavery reparations.
The delegates meeting in Barbados this week are expected to devise an international framework for advocacy at an international level, building off a 10-point plan for reparatory justice. This includes things like debt cancellation, development projects, and formal apologies from European governments, who activists say continue to reap the fruits of slave labor. Manuel Rapalo, Al Jazeera, Bridgetown, Barbados.